I'm the man, yes sir, to kill the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for our legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dollars rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger.
Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bringing in Street Geek and Nerd Soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, Thumbnails. We are here to talk about Young Justice, episode 3 of season 4. And you know what? There's only a couple things I want to point out about this episode once we get into it. Big shout out to everybody who's in here early on the chat. Everybody who's on the replay, much love to y'all too. I want to give mad appreciation to Blerdish. Shouts out to Keith Cooper, who has been extremely patient with me. We here, bruh, things be going on. He would be here tonight, but he's out there selling them books. You know what I'm saying? But he would be with us, but he like, yo, man, I got things going on. I'm doing things. So, shouts out to Blerdish. Also, big shout out to everyone who came in earlier stream when we were talking about Titans. The Ninja Sama cosplay. She's dope. She was able to roll through. Early this morning, we played Warp Tumblers, which is a tabletop game at Esper Genesis over on Solar Gray's Twitch channel. We had a bow. All right. So we've been doing some stuff. We've been having some fun. We've been having a good time. Of course, super chatters, cash appers, to the super chatters from yesterday. Thank you. Look, hey, y'all came through. Every penny helps. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on the Patreon, much love to y'all. I try to give y'all some props and also do some special stuff for y'all. Speak real quick. If you're on Patreon, I threw the Squid Game stuff up there for you with Keith and I talking about Squid Game. It's just for y'all. Ain't nobody else got it. It's just for y'all. Thank you once again. And I got some other stuff coming this week that'll be just for y'all. But anyway, we gotta go to Mars, y'all. That's right. We've got to get interstellar, if you will. We've got to deep dive into the politics of Mars, if you will. Well, actually, you know what? I'm only gonna touch a couple of things. First up, Saturn Girl has been cleared of any, nefarious behavior, which is cool because I was worried for a second, man. I ain't going front. I was like, yo, I thought Saturn Girl was supposed to be good. Like, I ain't saying I know everything, but I thought she was supposed to be all right with us. She was supposed to be down with the squad. So we do know that she's good. That's a good thing. But also, we know that they're going back in time to make sure something happens or whatever, and make sure that, something gets protected, whatever. They're trying to make sure that time is either fixed or that time doesn't get messed up. But let's be real. How many times have we seen stories like this where it's like, we've got to stay silent and we've got to be in the background and nobody can see us? Y'all about to be synced, all right? Y'all about to be synced for real. Matter of fact, if you go back in time, you might as well just notify whoever you're going for, because it always comes out. It always, why even try to hide it anymore? Be like, look, I've seen tons of time travel stuff. We're going to get seen anyway, so let's just go on and be like, hey, y'all, look, we here. Don't worry about why we here. Don't ask no questions, but we're here. I ain't tiptoeing nothing. I got things to do. So who knows? Now, shouts to Silhouette Animator saying, after this and the previous episode, we might be getting the extinction of Mars, John and McGann, as sole survivors, like the comics, I predict. You know what? It's not looking good for Mars. You know what? I might actually lean with you on that one because it's not looking good for Mars as far as politics or social interaction between the different types of, the Ashin or the Garoon. It's not good. And yeah, Malafa'ak or whatever, it's not. I can see that. I can see the destruction of Mars coming. I can see that coming. I say I'm not against that thought process, Silhouetted Animator. I'm not against that thought process. I would say the smart money might be on that. And maybe that's it. Maybe Saturn Girl and them are here to try and stop. Maybe try to stop the disease thing that Decide came with, the virus or whatever. Or maybe they're here to stop just Malafa'ak in general. But then it's also weird that they would be following along our, married couple. So that's we'll see how that plays out. But I wouldn't be against that, and I don't think you're wrong. You could be on the right track with this one. So we talked about the married couple. Let's go in and get into it. This episode, we dealt with family togetherness. McGann dealt with family togetherness, and Superboy kind of dealt with, once again, Beast Boy's, I don't know, arrogant hot-headedness or insecurity or what. I don't know, man. Beast Boy is not really shining for me this season, man. We'll get into it. So on McGann's side, of course, they have to do the marriage canopy. The women create the canopy, and the men make the I don't know, the floor. So anyway, I messed up the names, but you know what I mean. There's like a love canopy that kind of like keeps the love shielded or whatever, and then the men make the love floor that is the foundation for which love can be stood or something. That don't sound as deep as what I was saying, but when it was on the show, it sounded deep. All right. So anyway, McGann goes. Of course, you got her mom there. You got her sister. You know where we're going, and you got, of course, the yellow, the priestess, the yellow Martian, and they're talking and building, putting the crystals together. And as they're building the crystals, you just know the sisters. Well, the sister that is still on Mars, she's the one. She got the dirty looks. She rolling her eyes. She's shaking her head. She got all kinds of stuff to say. And I'm like, it's going to be an argument. I didn't know the argument was going to end up breaking the canopy. But we did, out of that situation, get what I would consider that some some well-timed and much needed argument / discussion between those two sisters. Who knows how long they've lived, and it's time for them to, come to terms with it. Be like, look, hey, I'm mad at you about this, or, I didn't do this, or I thought you did this. Go on and get that out. You living this with your heart all the time. This is all eating your heart away. Just go and let it out and fight it out with one another and get on a common ground. With her feeling, I guess you could say with McGann, like, yo, man, I left because like I was being picked on all the time, and her being like, this is how I felt, and she was like, you picked on me because I was a white Martian. And then of course her saying like, yo, I was a kid, and then her thinking back to like, oh yeah, that was my excuse as well. And then sometimes realizing that you and the person that you're mad at, and maybe it could be like a group of people that you're mad at, realizing that, hey, everybody either had bad options or people at that time in their lives just didn't have they just didn't have the ability to think of other ways to handle or deal with societal pressure or their anger or their anxiety. They just weren't equipped. And like kids is, when you're kids, when I say kids, I mean elementary school, middle school, even high school. When you're kids, you just don't process stuff like that, man. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that girl knew she was being mean. Like, I'm not going to take that from her. But knowing like why she was doing that stuff and knowing the energy behind it and stuff, I could definitely see, like, I could definitely see her being like, yo, man, I was a kid. I was doing what other kids did, and I didn't want to be the unpopular kid. So, I mean, I get that. And then they were able to talk to one another about it and see some common ground and sort of bury the hatchet to a certain degree, because they did remake the Canopy, shows that maybe there's an opportunity for her and her sister to team up later on, because they're probably going to need her help in some way, shape, or form, because when Apocalypse is tiptoeing around, it ain't all good. So, on Superboy's side, I am so tired. It's 3 episodes and I'm already tired of Beast Boy. I didn't know Beast Boy was this. Is it needy? Is it insecure? Is it controlling? What's the word I'm looking for? Because, okay, we've talked numerous times about him and Cassie and the outsiders and how she's going to handle it and who's with the team and all this stuff. And then on top of that, he's still kind of snapping on folks with the mental thing, which don't get me wrong, I get, but it's been pretty well established that, hey, you're in a society where they only speak telepathically. It's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? They're not. Well, there are people that brain blasted them, but the people that you're just generally with, they're not trying to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to take you out. But then we get this whole thing with Brion that I guess the mental telepathy, talking, whatever, shook loose. And I was like, where did this come from? When were you worried about this or scared about this or anxious about this? And it really made me wonder, or it really made me think about superheroism in general. Like, say, Storm or Wonder Woman or Captain America or any number of heroes. How much are they walking around with that they're scared of and don't even know that they're scared of, because maybe due to the job, they just had to push it down and keep moving, you know what I'm saying? And so I do like that we were able to see it. I kind of wish that it was based on Granny Goodness instead of Brion, but I know that Brion, has the lava skills, so them being around lava makes more sense in that situation. But to me, Granny Goodness makes more sense overall for kind of like, I guess you could say, like, block trauma for Beast Boy. So to Superboy's side, the big plus that he gave us this episode was, in my opinion, seeing whatever that mineral or whatever that he didn't know what it was. Hopefully we follow up on that, because he was like, I'm seeing something, I don't know what it is. Hopefully he's able to bring someone else with like a microscope or like a sample thingy or something to take a a sample or a swab or whatever that mess is that he was able to see but nobody else can see? Because if that's the case, he might be able to close the case. He might be able to, shed light on what actually happened to the king. But of course, we don't super know where that's going to go. But I think they focused on that for a reason. There's going to be a huge deal. Hopefully, in the next episode, we see Superboy be like, no, we need to look at this thing. Whatever this thing, I can see it. Y'all can't see it, but it looks like something super important. Hopefully we don't just kind of like let that go until like 10 episodes from now or something like that. And they're like, oh, I forgot about the mineral on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully. But to their credit, they are trying to get married at the same time. Which pretty much covers the main things that I took away from this episode. A question I have about this episode for you guys before we get up out of here. Do you trust the prince? Keith brought it up last episode. And at first I was like, I don't know. And I could kind of see the prince because of course they're trying to make it seem like the political guy that hates the Ashin, I think, or whatever. But we know it's not him. It's always going to be a swerve. Even in the scene where the prince, they're leaving to go to do the canopy thing, and you see the guys in the back at the throne, and they're like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to like give you like the weird look, like, oh, we're suspicious. I don't think it's them. Like, I don't, man. I'm wondering now if the prince, because okay, let's think about it. It's the king. Who has the ability to get close enough to the king to kill the king? Like, people can't just walk up to a king and be like, "Ow," you know what I'm saying? You can't do that. I'm wondering. I am really wondering. Is it, or do you think that the prince killed the king and is trying to like fake interest and stuff to divert attention from himself? I think that's where I'll leave it. I don't know if I trust the prince no more. Yeah, I don't know if I trust the prince. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I trust the prince. I do think this virus is going to be a problem. I don't know if it's going to end up killing McGann's brother or not, you know what I'm saying? Or it might, kill him but not her, who knows? But that prince, man, I can't shake it. Can't shake the prince. So guys, that's where I'm at for this episode. Superboy McGann, I'm cool with. Beast Boy's getting kind of annoying. I do want to know what's happening on Earth. Shouts out to the Superman bit at the end. I thought that was funny. But yeah, I want to kind of know what's happening on Earth because communication has been cut and what they're doing to try to bridge that gap. Because I refuse to believe that just because we're on Mars, everything is all good on Earth. Something tells me we're going to be split between, of course, out of the frying pan into the fire kind of thing. So guys, of course, holler at me. I'm going to holler at you. Down in them comments, let's talk Young Justice. Still loving the show, man. Still one of my favorite animated series out there, for real. It's always been sporadic in how it's come out. It's got a better home at HBO Max now. Should be more consistent. But on top of being more consistent, we just get better, deeper storytelling that doesn't have to be broke up by commercials, which is awesome. So, of course, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. DM me at ThatNERDSoul with your email address if you want to be added to the mail list. We'll be doing like games, prizes, notifications of new streams and all that stuff, Patreon stuff, all that. Also, make sure to hit that thumbs up, or you can hit that thumbs down. But if you hit that thumbs down, I'm gonna send Decide over there. All right? You don't want that. Decide to show up. You don't know when that boob tube gonna land. All right, so hit that thumbs up if you know what's good for you. Go on and subscribe, share this to your folks. Sharing is honestly caring. Sharing is the algorithm. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be for real with y'all. Text this episode to your people. If you know anyone that like Young Justice, send this to them. You know what I'm saying? Don't hide that nerd soul. We heading to 10K. You know what we gotta do. We gotta share it, we gotta like it, and we gotta share it again. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave y'all with P.L. Parker Lewis, ARCKATRON with that dope music. Shouts out to Silhouette Animator, and also shout out to Keith from Blerdish, who I believe wanted to leave us with a little something. But basically his words are, go to blerdish.com, BLERD-ISH.com. Get yourself some comic books, get yourself some shirts and all that good stuff, and he'll holler at y'all next time if he can get up there. Shouts out to Jenna James. Jenna rolled through. You just go ahead and rewind and go for the replay. But guys, of course, P.L. Parker Lewis is coming at y'all right now. Thank y'all for rolling through. Tomorrow we got Doom Patrol at noon. We have Black Together, A Walk in Her Shoes live show at 2 p.m. PST. Sorry, noon PST, 2 p.m. PST. And then at 7 PST, we have NERDSoul Sports. So we got a packed Sunday for y'all. You know the weekends always be fire here. That's what we do. Shouts out to Young Trey on the Splitgate video yesterday. We got a lot going on. So do not sleep. Once again, we out. Thank you for watching. Until next time.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bare-handed so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from Hunger Pains.